Hey YouTube. This video is on how to find the sleigh trophy, or get the sleigh trophy from Santa. Please make sure you watch the video all the way through, because if you don't, you'll miss important steps that you'll need to know to make sure that you can get it. I made this video so that way it's easier for you guys, and I don't know how many more days it'll be here. I'm guessing as long as the elf hunt is still available, this may be available, but obviously it will disappear soon, so you're going to want to try and do it as soon as you can. But please rate, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel, and without further ado, here we'll go. So you can see I'm sitting here in my little car, and I just wanted a fast one because I thought, once Santa drops the present somewhere, you'll have a lot of time to find it, and I wanted to drive around quickly to try and find it. Well, that's not the case. If all of you have been trying to do that, it doesn't work that way. How I know that is because I did end up finding it, and I was making a video like this one to try and help people, and when I went to get the presents, you could see that you could just tap take, but I didn't do it. I was just like jumping all around it for the video just to make it look, funny, and I was happy and all that sort of thing. Then when I actually went to take it, it disappeared. So I was like, oh no, now I have to try and find this again. I was pretty upset. And so point is, once Santa does drop them, they don't sit there very long. They'll just disappear. So if you see Santa disappear and then you're trying to find them, he will drop them pretty quickly, like within 30 seconds somewhere, and they only stay there for about 15 seconds, if that. It might even be 10. So don't waste any time. Once you find them, just tap take, or you're going to risk doing the same thing that I did. But the point that I'm making is, once he drops them, they're only there for a very short period of time. So if you're driving around, you can't get around the whole map in time, is what I'm trying to say. So if you don't know where they're going to be, you're never going to find them. So I had to start doing this all over again, and what I found out is Santa will disappear at different times. I've seen him disappear at 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, and that's about the most times that I've seen him disappear, just because I kept getting bored and not being able to figure it out, and I wasn't finding them anymore, so I would just leave. But what I noticed, because I was in my own neighborhood, every time I would come back in the neighborhood, the first time Santa would leave was always 9 o'clock. And then the next time it's like between 10 and 11. And then the next time it's like just after 12. So just after 12 is the time that you need. So if you're in the server, your own or another one, and you watch him leave, it's not going to be in this location unless it's just after 12. Why I know that is because now I've found it twice, and both times was just after 12. So what we're going to do is, once he disappears, the time is 9:17 now. You can see it up there. He's going to leave. I think it's 12:24, 12:23 or 12:24. Santa disappears. So when he disappears, you have to go and try and find where the presents are going to be. So what I found from the first time, I was in the same location that we're going to be. I just happened to be there. I wanted to be up high because I was trying to see Santa fly through the sky. And if you have watched Peterbread's video, he got to see the red. Looks like a red shooting star, and then he saw the presents. You'll hear sounds. So like sitting here, you can hear the jingle bells going on and all that. So when you're out in the middle of nowhere, you don't hear the jingle bells anymore, but all of a sudden you'll hear them. And when you hear them, that means you're in the right location, and you need to start quickly looking around for the presents. Now they'll look like just some rocks in the middle of nowhere, and you have to find them, like I said, quickly, notice them, and then as soon as you spot them, drive right to them. So again, make sure you have a vehicle. You won't be able to do this walking, obviously. Drive right to them, and as you get closer to them, they'll start to glow, and then you'll see them. And don't waste any time. I mean, if you want to jump around, if you're not making a video, it's not worth doing anything other than just tapping take. If you're making a video, make sure that you only jump once or twice and then pick them up. Otherwise, you're going to have to do this all over again. So what I also realized, like I said, is Santa leaves at different times. So you'll have to stay in your server at least 2 to 3 times in order for him to leave after 12. And again, that's the only time that you'll be able to go to this specific location. I don't know where else he drops him because I never saw it. I just lucked out that one time, that the first time, and then I didn't tap take. That's why I knew it was after 12. So I was just guessing that it would be there again if it was after 12. It was just a guess, because every time I went, if it was 9 or 10 or 11 or 1, it just never showed up here. But it does show up. I could hear the jingle bells when I went there, and it was after 12. Excuse me. So again, make sure you're parked off the side of the road. You have a fast car, because you don't want to waste any time. I don't know if a scooter would be quick enough, because like I said, the presents disappear pretty quick, and a bike definitely wouldn't be fast enough. So have a car, a pretty quick one, something definitely faster than a scooter, I would say, and you should be okay. Trying to think of other things, like I said, that made it important. Yeah, so when I found the presents, like I said, I jumped around a couple times because I thought I had time and I thought it would be better for the video, but it turns out not to be. So when you get to where we're going, you'll see that I get off the vehicle, because when you're in your car, it makes noise. And this one makes noise too, this the little go-kart. So I get off of it, so it's just peaceful and quiet, because I was hoping I was right. And then I heard the jingle bells again, and I was like, okay, where is it? And I'm looking around, and then I spotted it, and then we drove right down, and then you'll see me jump on it like 2-3 times, and then I just take it because I don't want to risk losing it again. But like I said, if you're lucky and you go into a server that's not yours, and you wait for him, and he leaves at 12, you're going to be lucky, because that's the correct time. But let's say it was at 1 o'clock. Well, it's not going to work. And I would say if it was at 1 o'clock, I don't know how many times he leaves after 1. I know he does leave after 1, but if he leaves at 2 o'clock the next time, my point is it goes in succession. So the first time is always at 9, second like 10 or 11, and then the third one is 12. So if you come into a server and it's showing up at 1 already, now it's going to take a long time, because if it goes off again, if he leaves at 2, if he leaves at 3, do you understand what I'm saying? So you're better off if you come into a server where it's 12 that he disappears, or earlier. So if you pop into a server and the first time he leaves is at 9, that's better than the other way, because it could be 1 or 2 more times the most before he's going to leave at 12. And you can't leave the server and come back. You have to spend that 24 hours, and then he leaves again at 10 o'clock, let's call it, wait 24 hours again, and he's going to leave. The third time is always 12. So just to save yourselves a little hassle there, because it takes a long time. What I was doing was delivering pizza, and I would always head over here at about 6 o'clock because it starts to get dark. But he never left anytime I did it prior to 9 o'clock. It was always 9, then like I said, 10. Sometimes it wasn't 10 and it would be 11, and then the next time was always 12, just after 12. And you're going to see here, we're getting close to the time, and this is what obviously all of you have been waiting for. So I think it's at 12:24 when he leaves, and then we're just going to fly right to the spot where I want you to be. So 12:24, and then boom. So now we're just driving past Town Hall. I like to go up high so that it gives you a good vantage point to see where these presents are going to be. Plus I was trying to find Santa. I never got to see him. Hopefully you guys will. It'll just look like a red shooting star. So I'll be quiet so we can listen. So I just heard it. Obviously, I can't hear because I'm doing a voiceover. And then boom, there it is. See those? Looks like rocks way down there. And it's not glowing right now. But as we get closer, you'll see that it's glowing. I'm only going to jump. I'm not controlling this. This is a video that I already did. And I'd only jump on it a few times. And then I hit take because I don't want to lose it again. And then boom, you see, we got Santa's sleigh trophy. And that's basically it. I'm going to go place it. I build a lot of great plots or whatever, so I'm going to place it at where I started placing all my trophies at Rome. If you guys want to see that too, you can stay with me and see my Rome build and all the other trophies. Why I did this is I started getting trophies, and then I made just like a collection place, and you'll see here. And then I have all these trophies, so now every time they come out with a new one, I feel like I have to get it. So that's why I really wanted to get this sleigh trophy, and it's fun to do. It did take me all day yesterday to figure it out. I'm just showing you. That's my YouTube channel. If you guys want to subscribe, I would appreciate it. It does help us, all us YouTubers. We totally appreciate it. And thanks for watching the video too. And if you have any questions or comments, definitely leave them in the comment section. And yeah, so I just set off the fireworks because I'm excited. And then in a minute or two, I'll show you. Again, I'm not controlling this. I already took the video. I'm just voicing over it right now. And we'll go in build mode, and you'll see where I placed it and all the other trophies that I got. Like the lightning trophy, I made a video because I had, for 3 days straight, I was trying to find the lightning trophy because, again, I just like to add to my collection. I thought that would be a cool one. Never actually got it, but I made the video because I know where it hits in a few locations. And how I did was because I was videoing for hours and hours anytime that I saw the lightning strike. And then on 2 separate videos, I saw that it hit the same spot in a few different locations. So I made a video to try and help other people get struck by lightning. I was just like tired of doing it because even though you know where it's going to hit, it still takes a long time, and I don't know the pattern for when it's going to hit again. So you just sit there for hours and hours. I just gave up on it. I actually made my own, which is in the video that you'll see. So anyway, here's all my trophies. I got the new elf one this year. I've only been playing the game for 3 years now, so that's why I only have 3 elves. I didn't get the million people playing or whatever trophy, but I got the 5 billion, or maybe it was a 1 billion trophy. I never got that because I wasn't playing the game yet. Since I've been playing the game, these are all the ones I have. I only need one more of the things that you can do, like cooking, working out, whatever, and then I'll have the whole collection of those. I'm a level 50 miner, 47 pizza delivery. I can't wait to get that plaque to put it up there. And here we go, placing Santa's sleigh. And I like to make sure things are perfect, so I'm just going to, in the video I moved it around until I liked the spot that it was in. And that's it. That's the Santa sleigh trophy. It was a lot of fun to do, and thank you if you've made it this far in the video. Like I said, I just wanted to make sure you got all the tips and secrets and I didn't forget anything. Like I said, please rate, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, thanks for watching all the way through, like I said, if you did. And I have a lot of other builds that you might be interested in, so hopefully I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. Hey, dude, this is just a pieced together version. I was actually videoing and ran out of space on my phone, so got most of it in. So what I'm going to try and do is piece it together. Anyway, we just installed this. It's a Cobra air intake. Probably took me 15-20 minutes max, wasn't a big deal. So I'm just going to walk you through a few things. Essentially, you need a 5mm. This is a round-ended one because when you use it, it can go at different angles. And I have a 4mm one. I had a 4mm one this big, but as I was tightening it, it snapped off. And it's funny because I was talking in a video of how sometimes I have a tendency of tightening things down too much. And but you can see how you have, you can work at it from different angles. I mean, I really like these type of Allen wrench things, but the thinner it is, this was the same size. I just had a longer one as well. It just snapped off, unfortunately. Kind of stinks. So anyway, these are all 4mm. Everything is 4mm except one bolt, literally. And that bolt was on, screw I should say, was for this. This is what we had, the stock one. And you just take these 4 screws out and it just comes apart really easy like that. Then you have the air cleaner. Mine was filthy. Again, I bought this used. It's a 2014. It only has 3,000 miles. I'll be getting it serviced Saturday, actually. And so then you have this still sitting on here, and then it has 3 other bolts that you have to take off. Oh, plus this one. This one was the 5mm. And that was the only one that was 5mm. Once you get this assembly off, I'm just going to put this together again so you can see. Then what you're going to see is something that looks like this. And the new part that you get is silver. It's machined. And you see this shape here and this shape here. You'll get 2 O-rings that you have to press into the new part that you have. Don't twist the O-ring as you're doing it. Just kind of like, go around and press it in as you're going, and it will fit in perfectly. And then the other one goes right here. And once those are on, you can mount that silver piece, the machined part, right on to your air intake. And it's going to look like that. That's the part. I don't know if you can see that. You'll get these instructions, obviously. I ran into an issue, so then you install that, and then you have to install these 3. These 3 are this metal plate, this bracket, and then behind this, it's round. Essentially looks like that. That all gets mounted on. And so this piece that you can't see, but because it's behind this, sits out like this. This one fits behind it, and then this piece fits behind that. This piece took me a little bit to figure out how it all worked out, but finally figured it out. And this is how it goes. 3 screws, and it will come with 3 lock washers. Now, going backwards a little bit, this machined piece that you put on goes together with 2 screws, and it shows a long one with a washer. Don't use that washer. You only get 3. It took me a little bit. Plus, it doesn't even fit in the machined center piece. It wouldn't go in like flush. And if you use that long bolt with it in front of it, you can't even reach where it needs to get in there. So I'm like, that can't be right, whatever. So I didn't use it. I just screwed it all together without it. And then when I got to the next page, I saw there's 3 more screws, and they each need those washers. So that was just a typo on this side. So just so you don't make that mistake and try and damage it on accident, because the diagram's showing you that, it doesn't go on the machined one. So just disregard that washer there, because you need all 3 for here. So you have that machined piece on. Now you're putting this bracket, and there's one behind here on, and there's 3 screws to do that. And they all use those washers. So that puts that plate right together. The first one I put on was this one here. And I put it kind of tight, but loose enough so I could maneuver it. So that way when I had to put this piece on with the whole assembly, I lined this one up first, got that started to get screwed in, then this one here, and then this one down here. And then the whole thing's put together. As you're pulling the whole thing off, it's just those bolts I showed you. There's one hose back here. It just has a hose clamp on it. It's really easy to squeeze in, slide it back, pull the hose off, and do the reverse to get it back on here. It was very simple. Essentially that's it. That was my only issue, was that long bolt that it said needed that washer, which it didn't, and trying to figure out exactly where this piece went. I mean, now that I have it here, it makes total sense, but looking at the diagram, it kind of looked, you know, like I was supposed to connect it to the silver piece, and every way that I put it, it wouldn't line up properly. So I figured out that can't be it. And then I just figured it out. This is where it goes. So, which this was the 5mm before, for that whole big piece that was on here. So what I'm going to try and do is just piece this all together and in one video, because like I said, it stopped recording. And let's crank this guy up and see how it sounds. Way better. The one that was on here, ridiculously, the only way I could see that it gets air is right here, because this is all sealed and this whole entire thing is sealed. So I was like, how the heck is yeah, not even in here. I thought maybe here for a second. So it's not even going in here. It literally has to be going in down in this area as you're moving. So that's the only place it is that is open, that's taking air in. Where this, it's all exposed, so you're going to get a lot more air intake, obviously. It's supposed to give you more horsepower, and yeah. I also got this, I don't know if you can see it, move the camera a little bit. Just going to get up and look, see if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. So it's got this slip-on exhaust, because incidentally, when I bought this used, the person I bought it from had cut the end off, literally, of the stock muffler, and it sounded like, I mean, it was loud. No baffles anymore at all. So I didn't want it that loud. So I got this, sorry, I keep saying Scorpion, Cobra. This is Cobra also, and this is Cobra. And so I got this on. It comes with this extra plate, you know, just a the heat shield, if you will. And with that off, you can see how you have to slide it on and off. Getting that exhaust off was very easy. Getting the new one on, harder, because there's a bunch of videos on there as well, so you'll be able to see them. I did watch a few videos to make sure I knew what I was doing before I tried, and then yeah, essentially that's it. It wasn't too hard. The hardest part was the stock muffler inside the sleeve. When you take it off, there's a gasket, if you will. It's kind of weaved with metal that you have to get out of there without destroying it. And then what I did is I stuck it on the pipe here first, and then I tried to slide this pipe over it. And a little bit difficult, because you have to make sure that that gasket goes far enough forward, because there's two bolts underneath here that you can't see that have to be fastened once you put this on. There's a whole bracket that comes off of the stock muffler. Again, if you watch other videos, you'll see it. And This comes with its own bracket built into the muffler, and then it bolts into those two spots. And lining that up, pushing it, you have to push this on far enough this way to line those two bolts up. And what was kind of the problem was that gasket was kind of getting bunched up as I was trying to slide it on. In a few spots you have to like do it really carefully, whatever, to try and get it on. If it's all screwed up, you might have to go get a new one. Luckily I was able to get it on, bolt it down, and then the last one to put on is this, which just has one of those like muffler clamps essentially, and it just clamps here. And that's essentially it. You know, and it sounds way better, as you heard, and now it's going to get way more air. Ordering bags for it, and I think I'm going to get those from Viking. I did look at a seat today, and I mean, I like the stock seat. I like the whole black look, but I was looking at one that's like a tan color, so that just the seat would be tan. Want to get some highway bars, and pretty much that'll do it. The saddlebags that you get, you have to move these. It's called a rear fender eliminator kit. So, because you're going to need some of these spots for the brackets for the saddlebags, and this has to move, and it ends up moving down here and gets mounted actually to the. I've already done it once to another Yamaha bolt, and it wasn't too bad, but you do have to take this seat off, these off both sides. Then you have to take your fender off so that you get access underneath to the wiring and so on and so forth, so that you can take these off and you end up mounting them further down. And then it also holds your license plate. When I bought this, he had already purchased this back seat and took off the stock fender that holds your license plate. It's just another plastic piece that kind of sticks down here. It does look ugly. I won't lie about that. But you have to have a license plate. They do sell another one where I have the license plate. If you see this right here, I don't know if you can in the video, unscrew that and put the license plate in here for now, so it just kind of hangs straight down. It's not really the smartest thing to do, but I'm doing it for now because I need a plate on here. They do sell an aftermarket one that does mount somewhere to the side, on the other side, and that's certainly a lot safer because it has a spot to mount the plate right to, so that there's no way the plate could ever get stuck in sprockets or things like that, or the wheel, the rim, whatever. And that's kind of the way it is on the other side, but I've got it tight, pretty tight, so it won't move, but it's still not the smartest spot for it. So anyway, that's about all I'll probably do to this motorcycle. All of you that like the Bolt, you could see it. You know, they do sell another thing that I'm thinking about getting for here. It's just like a little visor, so it helps you see better. I also bought this. It's called Lamical to hold my phone. So if you need GPS, whatever. This cable, I haven't installed it yet, but essentially this just connects to your battery. Luckily the guy had it already installed. I already planned on doing it anyway, just for a like a trickle charger, especially in the winter time, to keep your battery charged. But it was already here, and it also works for this piece which I bought, which this is the next thing I'm going to do right now. But essentially it's just this, and inside just has a couple of USBs. Hold on, bear with me, I'm trying to do it with one hand. A couple of USBs, on-off switch, and this lights up and tells you how many volts are going on. I haven't actually turned it on yet. Let's check that out real quick. I'm sure we have to have the key in there. So because it's plugged in, we should get something, but we're not. So to me, that could mean that the connector is not compatible. It's possible it's not compatible with this. Let me try and tighten it. I'm going to set you guys down for a second. I mean, it looks like it would be the same. I'm just going to push it a little tighter. See if that did anything. Well, the only other way I could think, I mean, it might be working. Let's turn this on. So I'm not getting anything, but I'll test that on my own. But essentially what it is you mount it somewhere. You know, I plan on mounting it probably right here, and then I can just run a cable to my phone so it can charge while I'm riding. Because if you use GPS, obviously that uses a lot of power from your phone. So well, that's about it, guys. Like I said, I'm going to piece this all together so it's one video. Take care, YouTube. See you in the next video.